What's up, everyone? Matt back for another real review, and today we are diving into the biopic of the king of pop, in my opinion, the king of music himself, Michael Jackson. That's right, Michael. I saw it last night. I needed the time to actually stop and debrief and take a moment to think about what I wanted to say about this, because I think it should be said up top first and foremost that this movie, while it does feel like a complete film, also feels like a part one. I really dug this film. This film essentially is about Michael growing into his own, that leads off that to his eventual leaving uh his family and his father Joseph to become a man on his own and break out into the star we knew him to be. Now, for those who don't know, in the early years of Michael's career, he was doing double duty. He was with the Jacksons while also doing his solo album, the first one being Off the Wall, and then eventually he just went fully solo. So there's a lot of that here. I do want to say everyone wants to know how's Jafar? How's Jafar? Jafar Jackson is by far, along with Colman Domingo, the absolute reason to watch this film. I mean, it. There were moments where I felt like I was watching Michael. He just absolutely just blows you away, and I was dumbfounded because there were points where, especially as we get into his later years and Michael ages and the various nose jobs, and like as you can see in that poster right there, he looks exactly like his uncle. The moment where it was the energy in itself felt like that the most to me was when you see the creation of the Thriller album. So and in the process the music video, because Jafar just did a fantastic job channeling his uncle's spirit while still making this movie his own. It didn't feel like you were watching a Michael Jackson impersonator. It felt like you were watching Michael. And I think that's an important thing to do. And he's not the first person to do this. For those who don't know, there is a Broadway play out produced by the family called MJ. I saw that when it was in Cleveland a few years ago. And you get that a lot from the show. So knowing it can be done, I was hoping Jafar would be able to do that, which he did beautifully. Now, Colman Domingo as Joseph Jackson is the other just massive standout here, because Colman, for those who don't know, is one of my favorite working actors. Whether it's Sing Sing, whether it's Euphoria, even though the season has sucked, whether it's his voice acting in your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, just so much this man has done, from Selma, and just he's one of the best working actors right now. And I was just blown away by what he's able to do here as Joseph. One of his best roles. And I know that's weird to say considering who Joseph Jackson is and the atrocities he committed to his family. But Joseph Jackson, or excuse me, Colman Domingo as Joseph Jackson had my attention on screen. And even though they don't show much of the violence he committed, you can feel that it's there. And for that reason, the cast in general does a great job, and the script does a very solid job with how they handle Joseph. Now, as positively as I'm talking about this series, this show, because I did really enjoy it, this movie, geez. I do need to harp on a little bit of the negative, because you see that where it says from the producer of Bohemian Rhapsody. I think that's important to talk about, because to me, when it comes to biopics on musicians, the golden standard is Rocketman. It was a biopic that delved into kind of musical territory, and that is something that Elton John definitely deserves. if there's any other musician out there who deserves a biopic like that, it's Michael Jackson. So personally, I was hoping for a little bit more like that, and I think it would have worked out better for Michael, which while it is drama, Rocketman shows that you can do drama, but also ground it in a very just stylistic but impactful way. And I think that's something Michael struggles at, because there are times, especially in that first half, where it just feels like you're running through a clip show. Like, hey, here's some, or a music video where it's like, here's some of the greatest hits, and we're just gonna keep moving through and see this little rise, and then you don't really settle into a film and the drama of everything until the second half. So that's my biggest complaint, because I wanted more. And I get that the film, the way it ends, sets us up for more. It ends in 1988, so it clearly sets itself up, because the first thing that flashes up is his story continues. It sets itself up to potentially have a sequel, which has been rumored, for those who aren't aware, that we'll get more films of Michael as long as this performs well. And I think it will perform well. And I think audiences will gravitate to this and love it. And I think they'll be blown away by what Jaafar Jackson does in bringing his uncle to life. I just hope that if they do that, they are able to give us more of the fantastical man that Michael Jackson was. Because bringing up MJ the musical again, that's something that show did very well. And there are moments of it in this where you get to see how he was able to just, how his mind worked, how he saw things, and the impact that had, and how his music videos were being made, and how the choreography was done, and things like that. So that is something I'd love to see more. We got glimpses of it, but I want to dive deeper into that. Overall, I was really happy with this film, and the performances alone are worth seeing. I almost forgot to mention the young Michael, who does a great job, and that is Juliano Valdi, who just does a fantastic job bringing a young Michael Jackson to life. And also, this is like Bohemian Rhapsody, where apparently it is a mixture of the actual music with the performer's voice. And there are moments where you can tell there's something different there in that recording. And if that's the case, good on Juliano, good on Jaafar. You guys did fantastic. But yeah, but if I'm giving this film a rating out of 5, I went back and forth. I'm going with 4. I was going back and forth between a 3.5 and a 4, and the performances of Jaafar and Colman and Nia Long, who plays Catherine Jackson, who I didn't even touch on, were the reasons why I just really, really dug this film. I'm probably going to see it again with my godson, who is a big Michael Jackson fan. And yeah, Michael is worth every bit of money. Go to the theater, check it out. If you've already seen it, let me know in the comments what you think. Michael in theaters this Friday. You can start seeing it in some exclusive Wednesday night screens. So some people will start seeing it as we're recording this tomorrow. Let me know in the comments. Come back and check out this review. All that fun stuff if you're doing that. And yeah, with that, check out everything we're doing here on What Real Entertainment, whether it be the podcast, whether it be our sister channel, What Real Gaming, run by my business partner, Taylor Cleek, and all the reactions and reviews that we do, me personally, and my buddy Jeff when he's not busy with life over there in Philly helping us out. So with that, signing off, I am Matt. This was another Real Review, and we'll see you next time.